Hi, my name's Janice. That was my nephew. That's my audience today for me. That's Jared.
Hello.
And I did my speech today on bullying. I got interested in bullying whenever I found out my nephew and several of his friends at school had been bullied. Would you like to know how many kids miss school each day in the United States due to the fear of being bullied at school? I was interested in this. I was shocked to find out that 160,000 students miss school each day in the United States due to the fear of being bullied at school. I also learned that kids are bullied more at school than they are on their way home from school or on their way to school. I also got that from Sound Vision offline. I also found out that 25% of teachers in the United States don't have a problem with kids being bullied. The reason for that is they want kids to learn how to settle their own conflicts and on their own. That to me was kind of shocking when you think about how many kids are very timid kids in school. They're learning just how to cope with peer pressure and everything. And then teachers tell them, settle it yourselves, don't be a tattletale, just handle it yourself and deal with the problem. To me, that's sad. I mean, that's what we have teachers there for, to help kids learn to work together and be able to help facilitate the process of kids getting along and everything. I also found out from the National Center of Education in 2016 that it says that 1 out of 5 kids come out and speak about bullying. That to me was kind of a shocking thing. I thought maybe more kids would come out and say that, they had been bullied and they would be able to say and not feel any repercussions from being bullied. But then when you think about it, it's not any different for kids today than what it was when I went to school. You just kind of keep quiet about it and learn to deal with your own situations. But yet today, more kids come from divorced homes than they did when I was in school. Another shocking thing to me was statistic on kids being bullied is how it led to a lot of kids coming out and having a higher rate of suicide and all of that. The majority of kids are bullied due to 3 major issues. One is race. The other is, the top one is for kids that have learning disabilities, physical disabilities, kids that have speech impediments and things like that are the top ones that are bullied the most. And then it goes to the race and then on down to their gender and such like. The shocking statistic on this is how many kids don't really say that they're bullied, but yet I was surprised in how many kids actually came out and did say that they were bullied. The thing that I found relatively nice is that it's become such an issue for kids being bullied that we've had 2 presidents' wives now that have come out and stood up and said, we need to do something about kids being bullied and cyberbullying and all of that to help kids be able to compensate and handle the issues of being bullied. There's also the statistic of 64% of the kids that would not speak out, but 36% of kids that would speak out about it were due to wrongful conduct. That to me was kind of shocking because, I mean, kids are still learning, again, how to be kids and cope with life and everything. The shocking thing to me is the suicide rate for kids that are bullied is quite high. The other thing that surprised me is that kids that are bullied usually tend to lean more toward getting into more trouble. They tend to try and experiment with drugs to be able to handle their issues of being bullied. So that was quite interesting to me. I got my statistics from Sound Vision and from the National Education Board for Education. I also learned that kids will also speak to their grandparents and other family members before they will actually go and speak to their parents about being bullied, because their parents usually are kids that are in a divorce situation. The parents are like, just handle it, deal with it yourself. It's where the grandparents and aunt and uncle are usually a little more receptive to the kids of, helping them and such like. So, I hope this kind of shed some light on the aspect of bullying for kids in school. And thanks for listening.